Hey there, Cinephiles. Today I'm here to talk about the one trilogy to rule them all. Well, sorta. It's No Before Trilogy. We all have blind spots in cinema history. Some people have never seen a Star Wars or the MCU or The Matrix or Citizen Kane, so on and so forth. But my biggest blind spot was the Lord of the Rings franchise. I hadn't seen a Hobbit or a Gollum or a Balrog until recently. Now my biggest blind spot is Titanic, but that's a story for another day.
I'm flying! Jack!
Back to the Lord of the Rings. Since it was my first time watching this impressive trilogy, I wanted to share my initial thoughts. Mind you, I've only seen the original trilogy from 2001 to 2003. I haven't delved into the Hobbit trilogy, nor have I started watching the prequel series that is currently coming out. Also, I've seen the theatrical cuts only, so I know there are quite a few scenes missing due to how the extended editions are much longer, although I do plan on watching the extended editions at some point. I know these films were monumental in shaping pop culture as we know it today due to the millions and millions of references, each film making around $1 billion each, and the 17 Oscar wins shared amongst them, including a Best Picture win in 2004. And now that I've seen them, I can honestly understand why so many people resonate with them. As a trilogy, these films are epic in scope, spectacle, and story. It's also very interesting how these films have easily digestible themes of racial equality, feminism, and more, while still balancing out mostly great characters and amazing action. I say mostly great characters because the lead Frodo is a boring main character to me. Every single other character was extremely more interesting. Frodo just scrunched his eyes, and sure, he carried the burden of the ring, but man, was he just scrunching his eyes, being indecisive and bland. As for my favorite characters though, Gandalf and Aragorn are the best damn characters.
You bow to no one.
I need to get into some spoilers before I get into these characters, but I do highly suggest watching these films as they're currently on HBO Max and Amazon Prime, not a sponsor. But yeah, now for some spoilers. Here's the big spoiler warning just in case you were like me and somehow hadn't watched these films yet. Gandalf was badass as Gandalf the Grey, but when he's Gandalf the White, damn, he's just so great with his powers and intellect that if I were to make a D&D character, I'd be lucky to make one like him. Aragorn is the ideal and prototypical leader, which was inspiring to see. His arc of declining his bloodline to embracing it and changing it for the better was wonderful. And his speeches were great to hear as well. Shades of Captain America for sure. Other characters and dynamics I liked were Sam, the best friend anyone could have. Pippin and Merry had a wonderful journey of their own. Gimli and Legolas counting kills and building a relationship together was so fun. And Eowyn webbing in and out of multiple stories was so great to have. And honestly, I liked a lot of these characters, but for some reason, the two most popular ones of Frodo and Gollum, I just did not care for. Also, quick shout out to the Witch King, he looked badass. Getting into the ending now, it is so freaking long. And honestly, as so much revolves around Frodo, I started checking out. Yeah, he's leaving, cool, leave, let me stay with these awesome characters. And this may be sadistic, but I do wish there was a big death with a character that I loved. Some big sacrifice. For the intensity and how on edge I felt from the villains, a major character death would have put it over the top for me. Instead, what we get just sadly isn't a teary goodbye for me. As for my rankings of the films, the best film is definitely Two Towers, which I give 4 out of 5 stars. The freaking Battle of Helm's Deep is absolutely amazing and I wish I saw it in theaters. This is definitely the best scene in the whole trilogy. Once I finished it, I just wanted to rewatch it. My second favorite film of this trilogy is Fellowship of the Ring at 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's the intro film, you definitely get a lot of character introductions, and I'm not gonna lie, some of the pacing isn't the best for me, especially since halfway through I thought the credits were about to roll. Then came to the realization of another hour and a half still waiting for me. And in third place, but not by much, is Return of the King at 3.5 out of 5 stars. There's some great moments for Aragorn, Pippin, Merry, Sam, and so many other characters, but the ending is what kinda gets me. So much of it hinges on Frodo as a character, but I just did not care enough.
Don't you let go.
Also, none of the battles in this film quite hold a candle to Battle of Helm's Deep. That being said, overall, I truly enjoyed my journey through Middle-earth, and I am so glad I got to finally experience it, and I got to see something so impactful in pop culture. And I know I've been warned, but should I watch the Hobbit films next? Let me know down in the comments below, and let me know your thoughts on the Lord of the Rings trilogy. As always, thank you guys for watching, liking, and subscribing. Stay tuned for more Yeti Films content, and I'll write you later.